Hello and welcome to another edition of The Journey. Well, Jared and I wanted to do this together and really want to talk about legacy and communicating that legacy with your parents or with your children or with your grandchildren, whoever those people in your lives that are important. Um, I think the longer we both do this, the more we think this is important. And there's a lot of things that money does to people, good and bad, right? It allows us to do things that we want to do, hopefully enjoy the things that we want to enjoy with our children or parents or whoever those people in our lives are. Um, it allows us to, you know, vacation and do the things we want to do. But at some point, sometimes money can do bad things too. And sometimes that's jealousy, sometimes that's envy, sometimes that's um, more taxes to pay. Whatever that thing is, it does come with another side of the coin. So we wanted to talk a little bit about some of those things that we'd like to see clients do, either with their parents before their parents are gone or with their children before they pass away, so to help ease that transition to the next generation.
And what we've created and what is attached in this newsletter is kind of a checklist to help you or help you approach your parents or help you as parents approach your children on how to have those conversations about money, about what you have, and what you would like to see happen when one day you're no longer here. And obviously, that can be a difficult conversation to start. So, again, this checklist kind of helps maybe get the ball rolling to help those conversations take place. And it's probably not going to be one conversation, it's going to be over a long period of time. So, this can help not only your parents or you get organized, but gives you some ideas on how to start those conversations.
And the title of the checklist is helping your parents get financially organized, but it can be helping you get financially organized. And maybe some of the things that you've been thinking about talking to your children about are in here. Or if you're in the sandwich generation and you're taking care of your parents, maybe it helps you approach them with some conversation. Um, the truth is, and we've seen this happen a lot, is if you just leave things written down or you just leave it in a will with an attorney, you never really get to communicate with those people what's important to you. And it's harder for them to maybe believe what the attorney is saying because the attorney is just somebody they're just meeting now. Most of the time, it's not an attorney they've dealt with through their lifetime. And hearing it from that person's mouth, meaning their parents, their loved ones, hearing it from their mouth, what's important to them, where their money is, what they'd like to see things happen with their property, with their car, with whatever it is that was important to them, means a lot more coming from their mouth than it does coming from my mouth, Jared's mouth, an attorney's mouth, an arbitrator's mouth, whoever that is that's saying those things. So verbally, just having a sit down conversation can go a long way beyond just writing things down in a notebook. Now, with today's technology, we've seen people use video, and just taking a video on your phone to maybe help you practice that conversation can be helpful too. And even if it's just a quick, hey, this is how I want to approach it, it's going to sound better the second or third time you say it than the first time you say it. So those are some other things that we've seen people do. Ultimately, it's really up to you. Part of the reason we like to use a checklist is really to help you get organized. And maybe Jared can speak to the importance of organization.
Yeah, I'd say if you're not comfortable sharing specifics about your situation or you're unsure how to approach your parents about their specific situation, just it is important to have those things listed out. And even if they're not up to date, up to the year, up to the month of most recent statements, just hey, here's where my IRA accounts are. Here's where I worked for 30 years. Here's where my pension income is coming from. This is the insurance agent we use. This is who prepares our taxes. Just having a list of not only where things are, but who your professionals are that you're using, that can be extremely helpful from somebody who picks up your financial situation and has no idea where to look. Bank accounts is another one. Do you just use one bank? Is there multiple bank accounts? Again, having those things written down just can help when heirs get this dropped in their lap, to have an idea of where to go so that everything is captured.
Yeah, and that's a great point. I think unfortunately things get dropped in laps, and it's probably one of the most emotional times of somebody's life, and they're dealing with more than just finances, which becomes difficult. And we'll put this checklist in with the email, so you can click on it and use it as you see fit. If you want help, if you want to have a family meeting, if you want an organizer, which we do have organizers available, just reach out. My email, Jared's email, or you can call the office line, and Maddie or Nathan can help you too. But starting somewhere is important, and I think once you get started, it's not that big of a deal. It's easier to have the conversations, but once it's started, then you can move from there. So hopefully that helped. Again, try to get organized. Try to have those conversations while you still can. Speak to those people who you love about the things that are important to you, and we'll see you next time.